Running a car can be very expensive. You've got road tax, insurance, servicing, and of course, the fuel. So it's tempting to try and save money wherever we can. A new tyre could cost well over £100, so you might opt for this. A part-worn tyre, much cheaper. They're subject to strict regulations and inspection, and they're legal to sell, except this one isn't, because it's a fake. We've discovered that dangerous fakes like this are on sale all over the country, and they're putting lives at risk. Like many of us, mum of four Gina G relies on her car to get around.
I use my car on a day-to-day basis. I take my kids to school, I take my mum to and from work. I'm a home carer, so I have the lady I look after in my car as well. So I use my car every day.
But also, like many of us, sometimes she finds keeping it on the road an expensive business. So when her tyres needed replacing, she opted for the most economical way of doing it.
I've only been driving for just over a year, so it's the first time I've ever had to buy tyres. Because I needed more than one tyre replacing, I chose to go for part-worn tyres. My partner told me where to go. I went down there and they put part-worn tyres on my car, which were cheaper.
Whilst new tyres for Gina's car can cost well over £100 each, part-worns can start from as little as a tenner. And it's a similar story for most makes and models. The sale of tyres is governed by the Motor Vehicle Tyres Regulations Act. This sets standards such as minimum tread depth and repairs. Part-worn tyre dealers are responsible for making these safety checks, and that's exactly what genuine ones like this do, showing they've done so by marking the tyre wall with an indelible white stamp. If the tyre doesn't meet those part-worn safety standards, it's a fake. After all that, when a part-worn tyre dealer puts their tyres on sale, they're declaring that they're safe, and that's exactly what Gina thought she was getting.
I went in, they was very chatty, very bubbly, quite friendly down there. I had all four children with me, so I was then stood with four children in a garage, obviously watching my children, not what was being done with my car.
When she later took the car to another garage with a mechanical fault, he also looked at her tyres and was shocked by what he saw.
He wasn't happy with me to drive away in the car. None of the tyres that they'd put on was legal. None of them were safe. They were just really dangerous.
Gina alerted the authorities and her tyres were passed to Trading Standards Officer Dan Brown, who'd already been investigating local dealers. He examined Gina's tyres and became concerned about the state they were in and how roadworthy they might be.
Clearly here you can see a repair that has been done to a hole through the tyre, which is in an illegal position in the tyre, as it is in a dangerous position. Secondly, we have another tyre here, again from the same complainant. The tyre wall here has been damaged, and when under pressure conditions, this tyre was bulging out. Now, under road conditions, this could have potentially put somebody's life at risk. These tyres clearly haven't been checked for their safety before they're sold to consumers.
Gina's isn't an isolated case. Dan Brown's been investigating several local part-worn tyre dealers. One of them, Luke McKenzie, was caught selling unsafe part-worn tyres to unsuspecting motorists. He received a 9-month suspended sentence.
These traders should not be and cannot be allowed to supply unsafe or fake part-worn tyres that are putting members of the public's lives at risk.
Every year, more than 1,200 motorists are injured in an accident where illegal, defective or underinflated tyres play a part. Gina was one of the lucky ones. She and her family escaped unscathed. But the realisation of what could have happened has hit her hard.
Devastated would be the best word to describe how I felt. I felt like I put my kids at risk, and myself and anyone that had been in the car. Blame myself, because I could have killed anybody that got in my car. And I thought they was safe, and there wasn't.
But the blame lies squarely on the shoulders of the fakers. To find out just how dangerous fake part-worn tyres can be, Fake Britain decided to put them to the test. Tyre expert and test driver Steve Dolby will get behind the wheel of a car that will be fitted with fake part-worn tyres. But the damage on some of them is so bad, the team are having a hard time even fitting one to the wheel.
There's really a very dangerous damage on the sidewalls. And in order for us to keep an eye on this while we're fitting it, I'm just going to mark it with a yellow crayon. I'm going to stick it in a safety cage because I'm not confident that when we inflate the tyre, it's going to inflate safely as a new tyre or a normal tyre would. I put it in that cage so that if it does explode, we're safe. So I'm going to gently pull it out and have a look at it. And you can see how horrific this bulge is on that tyre. And if that tyre was to go on a car, I'm fairly sure it would fail pretty quickly. You want to put that on and run it?
No, I wouldn't know.
Even for Steve, this is too dangerous to drive. But with 4 tyres eventually fitted, he's ready to hit the road and find out just how fake their claims of roadworthiness are. As Steve heads to the track, the effects on handling become immediately obvious.
Front end slides and the back end slides. Very difficult to control. Not much grip. Had enough of those.
The main danger with illegal part-worns is that their damage makes them leak air as they run, and the tyre constantly loses pressure.
So to simulate the situation of a slow puncture, we're deflating one of the rear tyres to see how it'd feel as a typical driver driving a part-worn tyre that's gradually deflating.
Now mimicking the state of most fake part-worn tyres on the road, performance becomes far more unpredictable and uncontrollable.
Taking all my concentration to stop the car from spinning, and already I can feel the back end is really sliding a lot. Nearly lost control completely there. It's a little bit all over the place. It's really tricky to control.
Steve is an experienced driver, but he's finding it hard to keep these fake part-worn tyres on the track. Who knows what sort of trouble the average driver would find themselves in.
Oh, there it goes. Complete spin out. I wouldn't like at all to have this sort of tyre on my car.
A recent national study found a staggering 98% of part-worn tyres have been sold illegally, and over a third of those had potentially dangerous damage. As far as Gina's concerned, the fakers are putting innocent motorists' lives at risk.
It's like they don't care whose lives they're putting at danger. The fact that they can get away with putting dangerous tyres on people's cars like that, knowing they've got people going into them cars, little children, elderly people. I don't know how they can sleep at night time. It is disgusting.
But the problem isn't simply confined to a handful of dealers. It's an epidemic that reaches right across the country. Later we join those on the front line as trading standards officers fight back, tackling the suspected fakers head on.
We've looked at it and it doesn't appear to be safe. We have to seize it.
Earlier, we met Gina, who had a lucky escape after being conned by a part-worn tyre dealer, selling dangerous tyres making fake claims to be safe.
I felt like I put my kids at risk, and myself and anyone that had been in my car.
But that wasn't a one-off. Fake Britain can reveal that thousands of unsafe part-worn tyres are on sale across the country. Industry insiders like Stuart Jackson of TyreSafe fear the rise of these dodgy dealers is not only tarnishing the whole trade, but putting lives at risk.
It is a concern for us that we have people, unscrupulous dealers across the country. The unknown hidden dangers of a part-worn or used product is the biggest issue. Has it been damaged? Has it been in an accident? We just don't know.
What we do know is that every year in the UK, more than 1,200 motorists are injured in an accident where illegal, defective or underinflated tyres play a part.
Very few people are in a position of being able to cope in the event that they have a sudden tyre failure.
Alerted to a rising tide of fakers blighting the tyre trade, the authorities are clamping down on this criminal activity. In London, Trading Standards Officer Samuel Abdullahi is heading out with partner Andy Faulkner on an operation aimed at stopping suspect tyre dealers in their tracks.
The tyres that we do find are unsafe. They should never have been supplied to consumers, and businesses should not have them on their premises for supply. Hence the reason why we're doing the inspections, to make sure that the public are safe.
And because it's up to the part-worn tyre dealers themselves to check their tyres are roadworthy, the only way to make sure they aren't faking it is for Trading Standards to go door to door.
Hello, boss.
As Samuel and Andy begin their search, it's clear this owner doesn't want us along for the ride.
Off the camera, please.
Okay.
Off the camera, please. Yeah?
The owner claims some of this stock has just arrived and is yet to be checked. But nothing should be on display until it's been tested and declared up to standard. As none of it's marked up, it may all be on offer to the public, and one tyre has immediately caught their eye as potentially dangerous.
This one is no ticket.
It seems the owner's reluctant to give it up and wants them to take a better-looking tyre instead.
No. I'll give you paperwork.
Yes.
Because I'm going to...
No.
If it doesn't have part one tyre, it is wrong. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. This one is rubbish tyre. Take out the one.
It's on your business premise, okay?
Yeah.
And it's in possession,
Yeah.
and we've looked at it, and it doesn't appear to be safe.
Please.
No, this one is not.
Listen to me.
Give me other one.
Okay?
Give me this one. Give me this one. Give me this one.
I don't want
This
it.
is rubbish. Rubbish ticket.
I don't want that one.
If we identify an item, which we believe is unsafe, which is in here, we have to seize it. Okay?
As their attempts to reason with the owner stall, Andy takes matters into his own hands.
We got the tyre. Bit of a discussion about whether we were to be taking the tyre or not, but it's not really up for debate. It looks as though it's unsafe. We've suspicion that it is, so we'll be taking it today.
With this suspected unsafe tyre off the streets, it's on to the next dealer on the list.
I'm Samuel Abdullahi. I'm from Trading Standards.
To avoid any confusion this time, Samuel determines up front what's on offer to the public.
Just to clarify, which ones have you got for sale?
That's for sale, you know?
Okay, these are for sale.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's fine. Okay.
Also, that one is for sale.
And these ones also are for sale.
For sale.
Okay then, no, that's fine.
As he explains the situation to the owner over the phone, it doesn't take Andy long to uncover signs of suspected fakery around the yard.
So you as a business
Yeah.
apply that sign to say that it's part worn?
Yeah, it's for one.
The tyres are marked part worn, meaning they've claimed to have passed all the safety checks demanded by law, but Andy has his doubts.
I mean, this is just a tearaway sticker. The point of the marking is to be able to see that it's been shown to everyone that it is a part worn and people are aware, and it is supposed to be compliant with the legislation. That is probably not, to be honest.
As he delves deeper, his suspicions appear to be well-founded.
The concern we've got with this one is we've got a chunk straight away. Just come away from it. It's obviously a concern.
Andy and Samuel sees two more suspect tyres they think could be putting the public at risk.
They both have the part one stamp on it, which is not the right way. It needs to be permanent on the actual tyre itself. And this one here has got a patch on the inside, which shows that there has been a repair. Clearly, it might be dangerous. Question is, how unroadworthy is it?
To find out, back at base, Samuel's called in Steve Dolby. Steve's an expert with over 30 years' experience in tyre testing. He can tell whether what's been seized is safe as its markings claim, or whether it's being sold by fakers making a profit by putting the public at risk.
But what we found is that quite a few tyres have the part worn marking, but they're still effectively in an unroadworthy condition.
Samuel's got a stack of recently seized tyres. He wants Steve's verdict. First up is one of the tyres he's just brought in, and Steve begins by checking the tyre's age.
So the 4 numbers here mean that the tyre was made in week 9 of 2003. So this tyre is already 12 years old, so it's quite an old tyre. I would suggest it shouldn't be put back onto the road at that age.
Although there is no age limit in law for part-worn tyres, tyres are changed on average every 3 years. This one is over 4 times that age. Alarm bells are already ringing, and seconds later Steve finds hard evidence that the tyre's claims to be road safe are fake.
So straight away there's a repair in the sidewall of the tyre. Only specific repairers can do that. They have to be registered to do that, and they would have to stamp it on the inside, who's done it and when. Effectively you've got to rebuild the sidewall of the tyre. It's a major job. This has just been a bit of a bodge job. A patch over the repair could be a serious issue. It could suddenly deflate rapidly, cause some big problems.
Disturbingly, it's not the only defect.
Yeah, we can see another patch on the inside.
With a repair on the inside, there should be a corresponding one on the outside where the road damage actually took place. But with no such repair made to the tyre tread, it means the cause of the damage has never been dealt with.
The person who's repaired the tyre has just put a patch only on the inside, but it hasn't sealed the hole on the outside. The tyre can start to separate, which could eventually cause a rapid deflation on the motorway.
And the problems don't stop there.
It looks like
razor blade or a Stanley knife.
Looks like a knife.
So that would have sliced through some of the cords of the tyre, so it's a very serious bit of damage. So you could end up with a serious accident with this tyre fitted on the car. It should never go back into the marketplace.
With the tyre Samuel seized declared a fake on multiple counts, taking it out of service may well have saved someone's life. It seems like the problem is endemic.
The tyres probably had some sort of nail or screw through it.
The entire stack of tyres from many different dealers all failed to make the grade, and some of them were even marked to confirm that they passed safety standards.
It's still shocking to see the number of tyres that have not met the safety standards, so it's still disturbing the whole part-worn tyre industry, really.
Samuel's case against the part-worn tyre dealers is still ongoing. And his work to protect motorists still isn't done.
It has definitely been a worthwhile operation, and there are plenty of other traders out there which we haven't visited, so we'll be targeting them in the future.
That's all from Fake Britain. Goodbye.